How to make ramen. Let's do it. Alright, so the first thing you're going to need is a bowl, of course. So then you can put the ramen. Next, you're going to need a fork to eat the ramen and also cook the ramen. Also, of course, you're going to need the ramen pack. And this, I'm not talking about ramen cups here. And of course, you're going to need a pan. What you're going to need to do is you're going to need to take your pot. You're going to need to fill it up with water. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to fill the pot up halfway. Or once you have filled up your pot around almost halfway. On the camera, it doesn't look like I have that much water, but I actually have filled it up halfway. So what we're going to need to do now is we're going to need to take this and put it on the stove. But uh-oh, there's something wrong. We have to turn this sideways, because you don't want, like, if you're walking here to get one of the things that you're going to need, then you might accidentally knock this over and spill hot water all over everything. Before we start cooking the ramen, you're going to need a chair, because this is going to take a while. I mean, if you want to stand, then that's fine. But I choose to sit when I make my ramen. Alright, so as you can see, we have our pot, and we're going to, and make sure to place it right here if you're going to use this knob. You're going to turn it, you're going to push it down, and then turn it. Yeah, as you can see, it lights up there. But make sure that this is perfectly put on. And what we don't want is water spilling on those flames, because then that could cause a fire hazard, and it can make the fire turn orange. As you can see, it's blue right now, but if we're not careful, then it can turn orange. So another thing you're going to want is a towel, just in case if any accidents happen. So let's go to my towel drawer and grab a towel, just in case. We better get 2 towels, just in case. Alright. So as you can see, our water is boiling. Well, it's starting to simmer. As you can see here, you can see a few bubbles at the bottom. But what you're going to want to wait for is more bubbles to get on the bottom. Once a bunch of more bubbles get on the bottom, then they'll start to float to the air. That's when you're probably going to want to start preparing your ramen. But we're not going to do that yet because it hasn't done that. Bubbles are already starting to make it to the surface. Okay, so, but once it really starts like blowing, like making big bubbles, that's when we put in the ramen in the pan. Well, not the pan, the thing, just the, well, whatever you call it. So, yeah, we'll be able to do that soon. Doggo! Doggo. Back at the pan, if we look very closely, you can see all the little bubbles on the side and on the bottom of the pan. You see all that? Alright, so soon, some bubbles are already coming up to the top of the water. So what you're going to want is all those bubbles coming to the very top. Like, you want a lot of bubbles coming up. As you can see here, the bubbles are starting to float to the top, and then they pop. Hey, that rhymed. So anyway, so we're just going to wait for that to start boiling. So when that starts boiling, we'll put this ramen in. And speaking of ramen, it's time to open it. Alright, so we got some ramen now. Some more bubbles are coming to the surface and popping. You can see the bubbles are getting pretty violent, and it's shaking up the water. So what you're going to do is you're going to head over to your ramen. You're going to pick it up. You're going to very, very carefully place it in, because like I said, you don't want any water touching the fire. Then you're going to take your fork and you're going to put it down in the water and mix it around for 3 minutes. Right now it's 8:41, so at 8:44 we will stop. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to stab it at first, but also keep it underwater and try like mixing it around, because we want it to detach, not be a square. As you can see, I have mixed this around and made it into a longer square. And as you can see, as I stab it, we can easily start moving it around. And by the time of recording this, we've just gotten back from vacation. And I just want to say thank you guys for the 100 subscribers, because that's really awesome. So yeah. Why do I hear Titanic music coming from behind me? It's Wolfie. She's watching something on YouTube. Okay, but don't take a dance break during cooking. Oh, yeah, you're gonna want to watch out for your hand. You don't want to burn yourself. Because over my life, I've been through a lot of burns. It's still so hot. Okay, we have 1 more minute left. Okay, right now, it's came pretty much apart. Yeah. Okay, so it has been 3 minutes. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put down the fork, and we are going to turn off our stove. We're gonna push to off. So as you can see, the fire has stopped. So what we're gonna take now, fork is hot, and you're gonna reach into your pack. Then you have your soy sauce. And you're gonna want to put it in there. So let's get to that. So, okay. If we come in here, we can find some scissors. And then we need to cut it. Aha! So, if we pick this up, got a bunch of soy sauce on the counter. And we grab it like this. You gotta spill the soy sauce in. Is that all of it? Alright. Seems like we've gotten all the soy sauce. I see why. A lot of extra soy sauce. So what you're going to need to do now is you're going to need to take your handy dandy fork and start stirring. Stir, stir, stir. So yeah, now we have completely stirred it up. So now what we're gonna need is, well, if you're an adult watching this video learning how to make ramen, then you can easily pour it, but since I'm 12, I'm gonna need my dad to do it. So yes, if you're under 16, I would have a parent or a guardian or just someone who's ever helping you do this. So yeah, if you're 15, you're still gonna need a parent. So okay, so I'm gonna go and get my dad, and he's gonna pour the ramen into that bowl. As you can see here, we have a parent easily. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to spill out the excess water from the noodles. And then you will spill the noodles into the bowl. And that's how to cook. And that's how to cook ramen on Cooking with Jack. And now you have a nice tasty bowl of ramen. So here we have another flavor of ramen. Like we have a beef flavor ramen. Like I said, there are many different types of ramen, but there are many different flavors. But you cook them all the same way. So it doesn't matter with this ramen. It could be any color, because as long as it's in these little cubes and you need soy sauce, then, well, that's how to cook these kinds of little ramen packs. Yum! Puppy! The puppy.